now. I'm glad you reminded me. Perfect. We are recording now. Is it not working?
Just my computer. I don't know if it's-
Did you try one of the other network things?
Okay. Mine is just slow. I don't want to mess yours up.
I can use mine as a hotspot too.
Mhm.
I don't want to use your data.
I think I got it.
We'll give people just a couple more minutes to hop on. Hey, Donna. See if anybody else gets on. Do y'all have a busy day planned?
Yeah, a little bit. Got our office meeting after this at 1 o'clock.
What did you say, Mike?
I said, at 1 o'clock, we've got our office meeting after this, so. Should be pretty good day.
Awesome.
Teresa! Hey, girl. She's not even on yet.
I honestly don't even know how many people signed up. I would give it just a couple, another minute or two. We'll get started.
I'm gonna have coaching at 11 my time, so it's about 10 here. So I don't know how long it's gonna take, but I might have to hop off. But I'm gonna try to speak as much as I can.
Yes, yes. Well, I'm hoping it shouldn't be more than an hour, so you shouldn't miss. And when I say that, I haven't actually taught this class, so we'll see how long it takes. It shouldn't be more than an hour. Hey, Teresa.
Hello. Where's my camera? Oh, I have my camera cover on. Like, where am I? How are you?
I'm so good. It's so good to see you.
You too. I'll be in and out of video, but I'll be here.
Okay, perfect.
Hey, Teresa,
Hi, who is it talking?
Mike. From
Hi,
Cincinnati.
Mike. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I would say good to see you, but I don't see you. Oh, hi. Oh, your whole team is there. Cool. Hi, Mike.
Got any more trips planned in the middle of nowhere to write music?
What's that?
Do you have any more trips planned to the middle of nowhere to write music?
Oh, hell no. I got some goals for this fourth quarter that are business related. The music's going to have to wait till 2022.
Nice.
I'm trying to get 9 more things under contract before the end of the year.
You got it. You're gonna
Yeah. Trying to get on Becca's level.
do it. No. Okay, so I guess I'll just go ahead and get started, and if more people hop on, great. So I'm gonna share my screen with y'all. Hopefully y'all can see this. Can y'all see this?
Yes.
And I want this to be interactive. Like I said, this is my first time doing this class. So if y'all have any questions, anything, so this is going to be a vision board workshop and kind of how you make them, why you make them, and why it works. I'm Becca Ellis. I'm a realtor in Raleigh, North Carolina. I put realtor, broker, magic maker on here. That's actually what I have in my email signature. So I saw somebody had that and I stole it from them. So I live in Raleigh, run a very small team. We have a full-time assistant and a buyer agent, Allie. She's actually over here beside me. You can't see her, but she's kicking ass this year. And so, yeah, so we'll, I used to be an accountant, so I actually went to school for accounting. Don't ask me why. If you know the disc profile, I'm a high I, high D, so I have no C in me at all. But basically did that for 3 years. I got my master's in accounting. Again, don't ask me why. I knew if I didn't go ahead and do my master's, I wouldn't go back to school. So did that, hated it, found real estate and fell in love. I own Living NC Real Estate is our team here. I'm a dog mom. I'm the president of our KWYP Triangle chapter here. I'm big on just positivity, personal development, just passionate about life. We'll do about 20 million this year. Me and Allie, we decided we're gonna hit that goal. We gotta sell about 4 more houses to hit that in the next month. So again, so I'm no expert on vision boards. And I say that I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor. This is all stuff I have taught myself over the years and I have learned. I have listened to podcasts, I have done research on them, I have read books, I've attended classes and conferences. So I'm, again, this is my first time teaching this class, but it's gonna be good. So hopefully y'all will get something out of it. So today's agenda, we're going to go over mindset. I always talk about mindset. I think it's one of the most important things about life in general. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some brainstorming, how to make a vision board, and then some summary and action items to put this to work for you. So mindset, are y'all ready? Ready or not? So I want y'all to tell me, what do you think a vision board is? What do you know about vision boards?
Well, you just take the goals that you're trying to accomplish and you have it in front of your face every day so that you see it. I mean, it's very proven that having a vision board makes people get to their goals a whole lot faster.
Yes, absolutely. So Merriam-Webster says a vision board is a collage of clippings, pictures, fabric, memos, quotes, notes, and more as a way of visualizing one's future goals. So pretty much just what Teresa said, that's what it is. It's basically visualizing what you want. What it's not, I would say, is just a bunch of pictures thrown on a piece of poster board. To me, that is not, it's not a good vision board, at least. I don't think it's woo-woo. Some people might think this is kind of like vision board, It's not a fantasy. It's not magic. It should be very intentional and purposeful to create the life you want. So who uses vision boards? Ellen DeGeneres, she's right here. Oprah Winfrey, you might have heard of her. Do y'all know, I'm just curious, do y'all know who any of these 3 people are on the right side?
No.
Isn't that the Spanx gal?
Rachel Hollis.
Oh,
Yes.
Rachel Hollis on the bottom. She's an author.
Yep, Rachel Hollis is right here. She is a podcaster, author, all of that, and she's a speaker. So I love to follow her. She's a cool chick. This is a girl, her name is Jenna Kutcher. So she is also a podcaster, influencer, marketer, business person. She, her podcast is called Goal Digger, which I love that podcast. If you haven't heard of it, you should check it out. And then this is Bob Proctor. So Bob Proctor is he's one of the whole reasons my mindset and goals and how I thought about things changed. I should have pulled his book. He's an author. He's a speaker. I saw him probably about gosh, I don't know what year it was, probably about 2015, 2014. I saw him speak in Phoenix, Arizona. I was there for a multi-level marketing conference, and I had never heard about the law of attraction before I heard it from him. And he spoke about energy, and we're going to talk a little bit about that, but he's great if you want to look up some of his books. He's also, if you've ever heard of The Secret, he's actually in that little movie. So I like to follow him. He's very big on mindset. So why do vision boards work? So it is science. It's not just woo-woo stuff. Some of these people in here are Keller Williams. So if you've been to Bold, you've heard of your RAS. And it's actually a bundle of nerves that's basically at your brainstem. And it filters out unnecessary information so that the important stuff gets through. I saw a statistic when I was preparing for this. We have about 60,000 thoughts a day. Isn't that crazy to even think about that? Another thought right there. Our brains and how we operate as humans puts logical stuff before big emotional, big picture stuff, because it's in survival mode, when as cavemen and, all of that, like it was about fight or flight. It was about surviving, making sure you had water to drink and food and a shelter. And you're not getting eaten by a big bear or something. So we have got to train our brain to dream. We have got to get out of this survival mode and into aspirational mode. And the cool thing is, as humans, we can do that. Our brains don't know the difference between visualizing something and the real thing. Michael Phelps, I don't know if you've ever seen him swim or prepare to swim. He sits there and he has his routine before he swims. And he literally is visualizing his swim. And there are studies that have shown, like, when you visualize, athletes, a race or a swim, your muscles actually fire as if you were doing it, because your brain does not know the difference, which is crazy to think. I was actually listening to a podcast to prepare for this, and they were saying, so there's a study basically where, one group thought about lifting weights, one actually lifted weights, and one did nothing. And the people that actually lifted weights, and I don't have all the statistics and all that, but they increased their muscle mass by 50%. The group that thought about lifting weights increased their muscle mass between 15 and 30%, who just thought about it. Of course, the people that didn't lift weights, they didn't really do anything. But that just goes to show, like, our bodies react. It doesn't know the difference, even when it comes to trauma, if it's emotional, physical, it doesn't know the difference. Like, your body reacts. Think about it. If you're stressed about something in work, your heartbeat might go up and all this stuff. Like, you have physical reactions to your thoughts, if that makes sense. So everything is energy, including our thoughts have an energy wave, or whatever you want to call it. They have energy. The law of attraction I mentioned, I'm going to speak on that a little bit. You should definitely watch or read this book. If you search it on Netflix, there is a movie that's Google The Secret, and there will be a couple movies to come up. And you should definitely watch that. I will say part of it to me is a little woo-woo, and I'll talk about that and why I'm going to say that. But it is the law of attraction basically says you are a magnet. What you put out, you are going to get back. That includes your thoughts. everything in your life that you have right now, every possession, every relationship you have is a result of your past thoughts and past actions. So our brains, they work to prove us right. If you sit there and tell yourself, this is hard, your brain's like, yeah, it's hard. Legion is hard. Getting a seller is hard. If you're losing weight, I don't care who you are, what you do. Like, this is working whether you realize it or not. It's like gravity. It's happening. Happens all the time. So, but our brains work to prove us right. If we're thinking one thing, it's like, oh yeah, well, this is what I'm trying to show that's the right thing. Whether it's, I can't find a parking spot, or losing weight, I can't lose weight, or whatever it is. Like, our brain is like, yeah, that's what it is. You have to focus on what you want and not what you don't want. Because again, if you focus, bold law, what you focus on expands. If you focus on what you don't want, you're going to keep getting more of what you don't want. So I'm very big on this, and like, just being in control of your mindset and your thoughts is so important to every aspect of your life. So I want us to do a little brainstorming about, this is, we're going to kind of go into building a vision board. So I want you to dream. What does your ideal life look like? I want you to think of all of these different aspects of your life: your business, your relationships, your health, physical possessions you want, your quotes that inspire you. What are your passions? What are your goals? And I want you to dream, and I want you to dream so big. If money and time were not an obstacle, what would you do with your life? So, and this is where I want us to really do this. I feel weird saying this. I really want us to I want you to close your eyes for a second. So close your eyes. I want you to think, what is the very best version of yourself? What do you see when you think about that? You're in the very best shape of your life. What does that look like to you? Who are you spending your time with? How do you spend your free time? Where do you live? Where do you wake up every day? What kind of car do you drive? What types of foods do you eat? What do you wear? Where do you go on vacation? How are you making an impact in the world around you? I want you to really think about, what does the very best version of yourself look like? And I want you, if you have pen and paper, write it down. Or I'm saying all this because to me, that is exactly who you really are. And you need to let go of everything that tells you that that's not who you are, because I believe that is exactly who you really are. Sorry, I just opened the chat. I want you to write down, like, what are your goals? What are you passionate about? What do you dream about? And, like, a lot of times, I feel like society tells us this is what it should be. Do you want to start a nonprofit to help orphan kids? Do you want to travel the world and live on a sailboat? Do you want to build a big business and sell houses? Do you want to be a stay-at-home mom? I don't care what it is. What do you want out of this life? We have one life. What do you want? What does that look like? And I really want you to think about that. we do something, a similar exercise in bold, but it really is like, who is your ideal person? What does your soul want? Is it time off? Is it spending time with your family? Is it sitting on your couch every night and watching Netflix and drinking wine? I don't know. Like, if you could do anything with your life, like, what does that look like? Because I think that's really who you are. And you know what? I 100% think it's possible. Because if it wasn't possible, you would not feel like that. You would not want that. And it's just a matter of, what are you doing to get that? How do you become that person? And I think it comes down to it's the decisions we make every day. It's how we spend our time. It's the thoughts we have in our head. It's the words we tell ourselves. So if you're not where you want to be, and I'm imagining none of us are, and I don't think there is no end point. There's always going to be something else that you're looking forward to. Whether it's giving $1 million to a charity, whether it's starting your own charity, whether it's being a stay-at-home mom, whether it's having 20 investment properties that fund your life. Like, what is that? Build a passive income stream to provide. So Kevin said his was to build a passive income stream to provide generational wealth. This would allow for freedom for charitable pursuits and travel. So if you're brave and want to post something in the chat, like, I would love to hear them. Okay, so now we're going to talk about actually making our vision board. To do this, you have to be clear about what it is you want. And the more specific you are about what you want, the more potent this vision board is going to be. I want you to find photos that speak to you and make you feel something. I want you to Google. I want you to look on Pinterest. I want you to, if it's something you just see on Instagram, I don't care where, like, whatever images that make you feel something. And I want you to have a why behind every photo. Like, make it have meaning. And it's, I don't want you to just say, I want to have a beach house. Like, what does your beach house look like? Find a house that looks like the beach house you want. Find a car, the car you want. Put it on there. Whether it's a house, whether it's just words and quotes that speak to you. Whether it's, just reminding yourself to make time for yourself, whether it's family or love or passive income. I want you to focus on all of those things you just thought about, like what photo would represent all of those things. And I want you, then what you're going to do is you're going to collect all of these photos and we're going to put them on a board, and you can do this multiple ways. It's 2021. So most people now can do it digitally, which is what I would recommend. I say that I put all of mine on Canva, which is a free, marketing tool, canva.com. You can just upload them and put them in a Google Doc or a Word document. You can also print them out, glue them on a board, a physical board. But I don't want you to sit there and, we're not flipping through magazines, because this is way more intentional about exactly what you want. This is not just a car. This is not just a boat. This is not just a family that you envision or a spouse. This is like, what do you want? What does it look like? And I want you to find a photo that represents that. And then I want you to print them out. I want you to put them on a wall. So I don't know if y'all can see, but I actually years ago got Dollar Tree picture frames and printed out these images and put them and made it like, instead of just having a vision board, why not have a vision wall? You know, make it something that you see every day. And the thing is, you have to look at it every day and focus on it. Put it at work, put it in your bathroom when you're putting on your makeup, put it, you know, in your journal before you go to bed, put it in your car. So Canva, for instance, you can resize and you can print things out a smaller size. So you can blow it up, you can make it little, but you can save it, download it as a JPEG and save it as a screensaver in your phone. I literally have like 2 right here that are in my little journal, and I literally I journal every day and I keep them right here. I have one in my car, in the dash of my car. I have 2 above me. Allie's like laughing. I literally have 2 sitting above me, along with some affirmations and goals I have. But like, this is like you are designing your future.
Are they copies of the same board?
Do what?
Are they copies of the same board?
Well, okay, and this is where it gets a little interesting. So yes and no. So there's no right or wrong way for me, I would say, to do this. I think what I do is I have a long-term vision board. My original one that I made is up at the top above my computer. And most of it hasn't changed. The cool thing is, like, you're going to start having stuff happen in your life because you're going to start attracting these things. And I think I started making a vision board every 6 months. So what are the goals in the next 6 months that I want to accomplish? So I think it's good to have a long-term vision board and then break it down. You could have a monthly one, or again, like a 6-month vision board or a quarterly one. You can really do it any way you want. I have an idea of like my long-term goals and my future life. That's so funny. My Hurricanes player. So she's referring to a post I made on Facebook. So yes, so like you could have one just for your business. Like what's what do you want to get leverage? Do you want systems? Do you want an assistant? Do you want a showing assistant? Do you want, like, what do you want in your business? You could just make one for this is my 2022 vision board for my business. Or relationship, for instance. I am single and I'm working on intending to attract my husband. So I literally made a vision board of what I want my future husband to be like. And I put little words beside it. So I have passionate, active, travel, driven, Christian, adventurous, funny, beard. Like I put all the things on here. Like, why not? Because I mean, it doesn't hurt. I mean, I think envisioning the type of person you want to be with is gonna happen. So but yeah, so that's a great question. There's no right or wrong way to do this. I do have like a more long-term vision board, but I also have created short-term 6-month vision boards. So a little background history. A lot of people know me through real estate, and they don't know how much I struggled when I started real estate. So my gosh, I hope I don't get emotional. So when I started real estate, I came from a job I hated, and people doubted me and said, why would you leave an accounting job? And they told me, like, you can't make money in real estate and all of these things. And I was, for one, had so much belief in myself, like failure was not an option, because I was like, I'm going to do whatever it takes so I do not have to go back to accounting. Because my mom was like, well, you could do taxes on the side and do this. And I was like, absolutely not. No. So I Ubered. I was an Uber driver. I hated it. I didn't do it that long, but I Ubered. I babysat to pay my bills. There was one month I didn't have enough money to pay my rent. And I pawned a wedding ring that I never got married. In 2017, this was one of my paychecks from selling a house. After my split with my team and everything else, and this is selling a house. This was not a lot. This was a house. And this was one of the hardest transactions I've had. He lost his job. It was a VA loan. You know, all these things happened. And that was my paycheck. And I was just, you know, like and I put this over here because, you know, Gary Keller says most people overestimate what they can accomplish in a year and they underestimate what they can accomplish in 5. And that's so, you know, crazy to go from there to where I am now. And I will, I guess, credit a lot of that to my mindset and my vision for what I want. Because I'm not going to let anybody tell me what I can and can't do. I feel like there's no limits on what we're capable of doing. Within reason. I'm probably not going to marry Bradley Cooper, but you know, like I really think like I can attract somebody like Bradley Cooper. Why not? Like I think you have got to believe in yourself and have so much belief in what you want. You have to be emotionally tied to it. So many people, I feel like they coast through life. They settle for a job they hate. They're complacent. Like, why? That is one of my biggest fears, is to not reach up to my potential, to live up to my potential. And it scares me when I think like that, because it's like, who knows what my potential is? And I feel like, to be honest, I feel like I've been playing small. Like, I feel like, you know, there's so many things I should be doing that I'm not. But I'm so much further now than I was in 2017 or in 2015 when I started real estate. I had no freaking clue what I was signing up for. I was like, I like HGTV. I had no clue how to find a client. I had no idea what I was doing. Sorry, I'm just reading this. I love that, Chambray. Thanks for sharing. So again, so just some of my work with vision boards. This is literally, I have it still, if you see down here at the bottom of this photo on the left, I have all these images. These are like stuff that was actually I put on a vision board in 2014. And I literally have it still on my phone. I made my first vision board. I made this. I remember I had just started real estate at Keller Williams and Carey. And this was my first vision board I made. And if you notice, that photo is right up here. And then over here on the right, I got not the same exact card, but it looks pretty damn close. So this was actually an X5, and then I ended up getting an X3. And this was for, you know, like whatever, however many years that is, 4 years apart. Like, this is not something that a vision board you just make and tomorrow it's going to happen. This to me is an action board. This is a goal board. You don't just put stuff up here and it's going to happen without you doing something. And that's why it's so important to put photos that mean something to you and that make you feel something. Because I think just throwing, you know, that's one reason, like the vision boards with the magazines, like you can't control what's going to show up in that magazine, but now you can go and find an image that literally looks like what you want. here's some other vision boards of mine. So for instance, this was one of, and I'm again, not where I want to, I'm not anywhere near where I want to be. But this was one I did actually last year. And one of them was I had some credit card debt and I paid that off. I was living in a townhome, which was fine, but I really told myself I really want to buy a ranch home off of Six Forks and update it. That was like on my vision board. I'm sitting in a home off of Six Forks right now that I renovated. It's a split level, but it's still, it's still like, you know, I love my house. And it's just funny because like, you know, it's funny how you start seeing you're accomplishing your goals. I'm still working on this middle one over here. But this is like my one, the last one I made for this 6 months is just to get in shape, get healthy. I want to buy a beach house that I'm going to turn into an Airbnb. Self-care. I'm not gonna lie, I was really, really burnt out last year. So working on that. So anyway, so these are just some of my vision boards, but again, quotes and images, you know, it could be a past photo. This is a picture of me at the beach, like when I like weighed a little less than I do right now. So just like if you have even a past picture of yourself for that you want to accomplish, like put it on there. Okay, so some summary and action items. The thing is, I want you to, when you make your vision board, you have to act like this is already yours. And then also I want you to think about what can you do now to get you closer to your vision. If it's a car you want, go test drive it. What does that feel like? How does it make you feel? If it is basically, you know, a pair of pants, maybe like when you lose weight, you want to have a certain pair of pants, like go buy the pants if you can, or go try them on. Like the closer you can get to that feeling of having what you want, the more real it's going to make it. And the more in line with the energy you're putting out, that you're going to be closer to that. Sorry, I'm trying to read the comment. So are your vision boards supposed to be 5-year plans or just 1 year? Because if they're 5-year, how do I feel accomplished next October? Again, I think, so you might have missed it, but I make a long-term vision board. And then I also make a short-term. So either a 1 year or 6 month even. You could even do 1 month. But like, what are your goals for, I think, the short term as well? I think it's important to do both, because everything for my next 6 months is also leading up to my ideal life. Like all of the, you know, you have your big vision and then you break it down into like, okay, like what's the next step to get where I want to go? I want to have, you know, 20 investment properties. Well, my next step is to buy a place at the beach and Airbnb it, you know, like what is that? You got to back into it. So, yeah. So get into gratitude. So gratitude shifts your energy. So while you're working on what you want, like be grateful for what you have in your life. I love my little 5-minute journal. You can order on Amazon. And it gives you prompts. And one of the first ones the goal is for it to only take you 5 minutes to journal a day. And it has a little quote at the top. But it says, I am grateful for, and you list 3 things in the morning. First thing, what would make today great? And then daily affirmations. And then at night, you go back and you say 3 amazing things that happened today. And then how could I have made today better? So like, I love this little journal. This is like my 3rd one. But it puts you like in that mindset of gratitude, and it's just going to raise your vibration, raise your energy level. It's going to put you in a good mood. Like if you start your day right, usually the rest of the day starts off good or goes well. I think positive affirmations are so important. One you can say is, I am so grateful and happy now that X. Fill in that blank. So maybe it's something that you want to achieve and you don't have it yet, but like speak as if it was yours. And that it's like current and happening. Because the words you speak, think, and write have power. A lot of power. You know, we are talking to ourselves. We're saying affirmations regardless of whether you know it or not. If you're driving down the road and you're like, God, traffic sucks today, you're affirming traffic is going to suck for the next 5 miles. Like everything we think and everything we say is affecting our life. And if you can just, and not that, look, you're going to have bad days. You're going to have road rage. I have road rage sometimes. You're going to have clients that drive you freaking bonkers. You're going to have, you know, like this is not all like rainbows and butterflies. Like it's life. And at the same time, we can choose we choose how we react to everybody else. And I think one of the things that we do wrong is get mad about stuff we can't control. And we don't take enough accountability for the things we can control. You can't control that car slammed on brakes. You can't control that client texted you at 11 o'clock at night. But like, how are you reacting to it? Because that is that's all we can do is control the controllable. You've got to take responsibility for your future, for your life. Nobody's coming to do this for you. Nobody knows what your goals and your passions and your dreams are except for you. Find somebody to hold you accountable to that. And are you willing to commit the time and the effort that your goals require? You know, this is a vision board, yes, but it's not going to come without work and struggle and failure and a lot of hard work. But like, is it worth it? Like, how bad do you want it? Because somebody, like, if to me, like, I think about money, and like for a long time, I'm really not motivated by money. And I struggle with like, it's like, obviously you have to have money, but it is for me, like, I have to think of like, what money is good for the good it can do. And if I want to do a lot of good things for a lot of people, then, and help people, to me, it's about helping people at the end of the day. Like the more people I help, the more money I'm going to make just by default. So that's how I think about it. But it's not always about the money. It's, you know, it's about having a life that you are proud of, having a life that you can look back and, you know, be super proud of all you've accomplished, whether that's being a stay-at-home mom, whether it's owning investment properties or teaching classes or whatever that is. Like, that's what this is about. It's not just about working more. And it's, I mean, that's something I've been struggling with. If you know me, I'm a workaholic. And so I'm learning I can't do it all by myself. Not only that, but like, I mean, it helps other people to give them opportunities, right? So it's about leveraging your time and really creating like, what does that life by design look like for you? You don't want to look back on your life and say like, what if I had done this? I should have went on vacation more. Nobody's going to wish they had worked more. I guarantee you that. Like living up to your potential. That's what kind of forces me to keep going and push for more. I have not read, this is actually like a book you can read, The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying. I wish that I had the courage to live a life true to myself and not the life that others expected of me. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. I had wished I had stayed in touch with my friends. I wish I had let myself be happier. So, you know, I am so passionate about like being your best self, whatever that looks like, and living up to that. Because I feel like that, I mean, that is who you are. I think if you do everything that you can do, then God or the universe or whoever you pray to will do what you can't do. If you do everything you can do to get everything you want on that vision board, why wouldn't it happen? Why wouldn't it happen? For one, I'm not going to stop until I get it. But it's, you know, like, I feel like you get rewarded for even just doing the actions. You know, even when it comes to lead generation, like sometimes me just sending letters, like I may not get an actual client from me sending letters to a neighborhood, but I might get a referral that day. And I feel like it's the universe being like, okay, I see you, girl, you're over here working. You know, a lot of people aren't willing to do the things to get what they want. And then they want to sit there and complain about it. Sorry, I get super passionate about this. Like, you gotta, like, Brittany, you gotta work, bitch. Like, you gotta work. You gotta do the things. Like, somebody's gonna have that money. Somebody's gonna have that beach house. Somebody's gonna go on that vacation. Why not you? Why not you? You are the only thing holding yourself back. You, the actions, your thoughts, that's your life. Like, I really think anything is possible. That's probably why I'm crazy, but I really do. Like, I think anything you want to do, I'm never going to play NBA basketball, let's be honest. But like anything within reason, if it deals with money or how I spend my time, anything I control is possible. Are you doing the things that $1 million producer would do? Are you eating the foods a fit person would do? Are you waking up and working out? Are you, whatever it is, like, live the life you want. Nobody is stopping you. Sorry, I just start preaching sometimes. Oh, I love you, Madison. But yeah, I mean, this is just like, I get so passionate about this because I've seen it work in my life, and I have been, you know, I've struggled and I have been through really hard times, but I'm positive because I know what I want is possible. And if it's gonna be up to me. And like, you know, I will say the times where I feel like I've been off, I'm not taking care of myself. I'm not working out. I'm not journaling. I'm not talking good to myself. I'm stressed out. I'm not taking time off. And like, that's the thing is you've got to take responsibility and own your life. How do you help convince a non-believer? Like, what do you mean, Kevin? Like like in faith or?
No, like people that don't believe in vision boards. You know, like.
At the end of the day, I think the thing is like, I mean, who cares? For one, who cares what they think? You're probably not going to convince them, but I think if anything, you have to lead us by example. Like, if they don't want to believe in it, that's fine, but that's not going to stop me from doing it. You know, I do think some people think it's woo-woo, but I think, to me, it's not just a vision board. It is a goal board. It's an action board. It's a reminder when I see myself in that bikini, okay, I don't need to go get Chick-fil-A today. I need to drink my shake and eat a salad. You know, like, it's a reminder. It's staying top of mind with what it is that you want. So I don't feel like it's just a vision. Like, you're not just going to throw this out on the board and it's just automatically going to come to you tomorrow. this is what I want for my life, and I'm going to go do whatever I need to do today to get a little closer to that goal. I don't know if you're really going to convince anybody. I mean, I think you show them, you explain it to them, but you know, at the end of the day, they've got to, it's like anything, they've got to want, you can't make somebody want something that they don't want.
Yep.
Like, they got to want it for themselves. I'm glad, I don't know, that's all I had really planned. Do y'all have any questions or anything?
Becca. Mike,
Hi,
can you hear me?
yes.
Where do you want your beach house?
Emerald Isle.
All right.
Ish, somewhere around there. I'm not super. The gratitude journal I use is called the 5-minute journal. And if you actually read, you need to read the front of it, because it actually explains the power of it, of the power of gratitude, and how it kind of like goes in and explains like why it works. Because you're grateful for, you know, it talks about affirmations, like it talks about the power of like writing down your goals and writing down what you want. I mean, look, I will literally show you. Let me show you. There are so many times that I write something up here on what would make today great. This one was getting a house under contract. I'm terrible at that. Getting a house under contract. They got under contract that day. I can't tell you how many times. It might be a buyer. This was a listing, but there's been so many times where I've said, okay, I'm showing house to this person. I'm getting them under contract today. And I will literally sometimes make a line down to like, this happened. And it's like, you just put writing down and doing the actions has so much power. And the thing is, you really have to be emotionally connected to what it is you want. And it's not what anybody else wants. It's not what they want for you. It's what do you want? Because that's when it's going to mean enough to you to do the things, to do the actions. I also love John Maxwell. My team leader, Rainmaker, bought this book for me. It's a great like little daily lessons book. It's just like a 1-page little kind of thing. He's really big in leadership. I like Jesus Calling as well. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see, like, hold on, I have another book to show you. I have oh God, I got so much stuff in this closet. Let me see, where is it? I'm really big on books and personal development and learning. And the cool thing is, like, now with technology, like, you can look up who's your, like, who do you want to mentor you? Who do you want your coach to be? If you want to have Tony Robbins be your coach, read his books, listen to his podcasts, like watch YouTube videos. Like, you can literally have access to some of the best people in the world right at your fingertips. If there's whether it's health or fitness, like, you have access to all that. This is the one by Bob Proctor. This is another, it's called the ABCs of Success. But it's kind of like, it has kind of like each letter of the alphabet, and it has like a good like little lesson. Like, it talks about calling your own shots. Like, I don't have it. Well, actually I do. So one of my bookmarks I use every day is a little card. And I actually got this little card from a church service I went to. They passed out playing cards. And the whole sermon that day was about making the most you can with the cards you've been dealt. Some of the most successful people had the worst upbringings. If you've ever heard like Ben Kinney's story, or I mean, so many people, Oprah, I don't know. I mean, like so many people went through so much hardship, and look at them. Do you think that's on accident? Is that coincidence? Were they just lucky? Like, no, they said, this is what I want and I'm going to go do it. Like, I think we make excuses and we said, oh, it must be easy for this person. And I do this too. Like, we all do it. We all compare ourselves. But like, at the end of the day, like, we've got to take responsibility and ownership of our lives. Anyway, I could go on and on. I love talking about this stuff. Do y'all have any questions? Was this helpful?
Very
Becca,
helpful.
So helpful.
Good.
So
I'm so glad. Well, if y'all, I'm always like, seriously, I'm always happy to help. Again, I'm not an expert. I just know what I've learned and what I've taught myself. And if anybody ever needs anything, here's my cell phone and my email I'm typing in here. I'm always here to help. So now go out and make your vision board. You have to promise me you're going to make a vision board.
NC.com.
And I don't care what it is you put on there, but take an action to get there. Take actions to get what you want. Because I don't want you to wake up one day and wish you had done more with your life.
You gotta know what they like. Like, you have to know this shit.
I'm gonna make two, short-term and long-term.
Yes, I love that. I love breaking it down because like everything on my short term gets me closer to my long-term goals, right? Well, thanks for spending time with me, and I hope y'all go crush it today. And again, if I can ever help at all, let me know. But I hope y'all have a good day.
Thank you, Becca. This was great.
I'm glad.
Thanks, Becca.
Thank you, Becca.
Bye, y'all. Have a good day.
Bye.
Thanks, bye.